Hey guys, Toolman Tim here. Welcome back to the workshop where we create community, find freedom, promote preparedness, and share success. Well, we did a last minute switcheroo, and guess who I have with me this evening? How are you, Mrs. Cook?
I'm good.
Great to have you. Well, all I can say, guys, is December has been one hell of a month. I think, here's the deal. Going forward, we're going to end up having to, in December, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I think I'm going to book less interview guests in December. It's all I can say, because it has been a hell of a time getting everyone here when either they're supposed to be. Just listen, shit happens at Christmas, not a big deal, but we're going to move things around next Christmas, aren't we?
Yeah.
Take
December off.
Yeah, we might do some interviews, but it'll be kind of local in-person community members, or people from the workshop themselves, right, hon?
Or we could just do maybe we could have like a whole Christmas month.
That would be fun. I would love that.
Yeah, like everybody we could do a different topic every weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So how is everyone out there? Hey, Ted McDonald, good to have you. Also good to have Lee, otherwise known as a Cold War prepper. We are streaming on Telegram. The only place, hey, Brian Garman, how are you? And when people are on, they get a bad cough. Yeah, poor guy. I knew that. Don't you worry a bit about that. And hey, Dixon, how are you? Howdy,
Chris.
Becky and Mrs. Becky. Oh, so we have a spammer in tonight, the Dixon way. Let's end up kicking him out. So now, and Carrie Brown, how is it in the sub-zero temperatures down in Tennessee? I hear it's quite cold. Gracie Cook, who's that? Another spammer. No, that's our daughter. So how's everybody out there? I know Aaron has been posting some memes about being a little overwhelmed with the Christmas holidays. We all get there, don't we?
Yep.
Hey, Porterhouse, good to have you. Good to have you, brother. Always enjoy. Oh, wow, we got a big crowd in here tonight. So, hey, Dan, happy birthday. It's his birthday today. It's also Nate's birthday. He turned 49 this year. The dude only looks 38, but we're going to say he's 49. So if you're out there listening, Nate, merry friggin' birthday, buddy. So last minute, we changed things up. We're going to do a Christmas themed episode. So I reached out to everybody in the workshop community, and we decided on some pretty cool themes. And Dan says he's 54. So Nate's trying to catch up to you. That's all. Just, it's bad of everybody if he finally does actually catch up to you. So, hey, Haas, we got Haas in the group tonight, this evening as well. Sorry, baby. Yeah, right on. And Carrie Brown says, fine group of folks. Yeah, we got a great group in here. Lucky number 13 just logged in from somewhere. Oh, and we didn't get, we're not streaming on Rumble tonight because of all the last minute back and forthness. I just didn't have time to set it up, but the replay will be over there for all of the Rumble community. So we reached out, we put it into the workshop group in Telegram this evening, and the suggestions that came back, two of which were from in the chat group. We had, what is the worst gift or gifts that you can give to a significant other? Please throw up suggestions in the comments there, guys, because I'm sure we'll have
just
some funny
anyone
ones.
in general.
Yes, or just anyone in general. Good point. Yeah. That was the first. And our favorite Christmas memories was second. And we decided, because 2 isn't enough, we're going to maybe talk about some of our favorite Christmas movies too, hey?
Yes.
So we'll see where we end up. Could go an hour, could go 7 hours. No, that's not true.
Oh, I got nowhere to be.
That's true. The only place I got to be is outdoors in the morning to blow more snow. So,
but it's Sunday. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I ain't worried about it. Hey, Byron, good to have you this evening. So let's start with, how would you like to pick off the first? Am I putting you on the spot by asking you what?
Well, I made a small list.
All right. So start with one. We'll see where we end up.
And this isn't just for, it's not just for significant others. It's just for anybody in general.
Thank you, Dan. Dan just sent a big super chat. Thank you, brother, very much. On his birthday of all things. So, and Ted, sorry not to jump. Oh, I'm just drinking Diet Pepsi this evening, Byron. I should have got into something, but we're okay. She's got Diet Coke.
Diet Coke.
And Ted just cracked into a 50-year-old bottle of Crown Royal.
You got one you're cracking
I
up.
sure do. Yeah, for New Year's this year, it'll be 50 years. So enjoy it, brother Ted. Now, I'm sorry, baby. That's go ahead.
So it's not just for significant others. It's for basically anybody in the family. I find my number one worst gift is not that, I've never personally done it because I would hate it being done to me, is passive aggressiveness, buying clothing that is too small for the person you're buying it for.
So
and you know it's too small for that person.
So in other words, if there's somebody that you personally think needs to lose a little bit of weight, that's dirty.
Yeah. So like or like, for example, they take like an extra large shirt and then you buy them a small. You know what I mean? So like just being that, I think that's probably the worst gift, because Christmas morning you're sitting there opening it up, and anybody who, any gift you get, you're like, oh, thanks, this is great. And then you hold it up and it's like this little tiny shirt and it's not going to fit you. And you know it's not going to fit you. And the person who gave it to you knows that it's not going to fit you. And they're just, I think that's probably the worst gift that you could get someone.
Grace, yep. My daughter Grace just said, or buying them a gym membership. I had that on my list.
Well, unless they're asking for
unless that's specifically, like our son in the past has asked for one, but that's different.
Like if they intentionally say, hey, mom, dad, would you mind getting me a 6-month membership to the gym because I want to go? That is totally okay.
Yes.
But if you're going to be like, just kind of like, you think you're being a superhero and you're going to get them something ridiculous like that. And like that right there, I think that's probably the worst.
Or Dick's in the Way said, or giving treats to a person is trying their best to get healthier and struggles with it.
Or like our brother-in-law, giving him a whole bunch of sugar when he's diabetic.
Oh, very true. Yes, that wouldn't be good.
That's the same thing too, as well. Like giving them a whole whack load of chocolate, and they can't have the chocolate. And, and some people don't have any self-control, so they're going to eat the said chocolate, and they're not supposed to. If Barrett's listening, he knows I'm talking about.
I knew. I was hoping Barrett's in here tonight. So, okay, I'd like a female perspective on this. Lee says that he gave his wife, before they got married, a steak dinner certificate that he got for buying his pickup truck. Now, I know we like steak. Well, yeah, but
you know what? I don't really like steak.
Fair enough.
I know, but you know what? But with me, it would be the whole. I know Tim likes steak, and just the idea of hanging out with him, going to dinner with you, and having a night out. That'd be enough for me. Like I just one of those things, just hanging out with him.
Ted says he's actually given people coupons before. Ted, I love you. So, like, what was it? Like, buy one, get one free haircut? Or, get your left foot toenails clipped and the right one was free? Or what? That's crazy.
Or the coupons that you get that are like, buy one sub and you get one half price or something.
You know what my favorite is when you buy, Subway does it every year, and because what they do is they give you how does it go?
You get a free 6-inch when you buy a gift card.
Yes. Yeah. But it's always funny when you get the free 6-inch in a card or something, you're like, yep, that bastard bought a $20 gift card and all I got was a stupid 6-inch sandwich. Nah, it's all right. But Porterhouse wants your steak, Lee. And Brian says, I keep telling Tiffany I'm going to buy her a hot air fryer, even though she doesn't eat fried food. Talk about that, baby.
I have an air fryer. And I absolutely love it.
Because you don't need oil.
You don't need oil with it.
It's basically a big convection
oven.
And
it doesn't, and I cook everything in it. Like I even experimented at the daycare. We make cookies in it.
Yes.
And like I cook everything in it. And especially in the summer, you don't have the oven going and you can make anything. Same with my Instapot.
Oh yeah.
Instapot, I love it. And I think Tim got me an Instapot 2 years ago.
Yes.
And I absolutely loved it.
I would say that an Instapot, a slow cooker, and the air fryer
would basically be all you need, and a microwave.
Yeah, but those are the three we've bought that we haven't regretted, right?
Yes.
Because here's the thing, guys. We are really good over the years. Way back when we were first.
I have a problem with kitchen appliances.
Yeah, but not just you, because remember when I asked for a waffle maker for Christmas? And you got me a waffle maker, and then I proceeded to never use the damn waffle maker.
But then I asked for a waffle maker, and I got that really nice, expensive one.
Yeah, that was nice one.
Yeah, it was a really nice one. And then Tim's like, "Oh, let's clear off the counters." And I'm like, "Okay, well, we'll just store it downstairs." And I think it made it downstairs, and then he knocks it off the shelf and smashed it on me.
And I broke it.
And he broke it. Yes. Yeah, so now I don't have a waffle maker anymore.
Chris said they took the air fryer outside, and it lived with the smoker all summer. That's a great idea too. And Brian says you can get over on Telegram. Brian says you can get a mug or shirts with that logo at my site. I think he's talking. And yeah, so Carrie up here said that he's heard that women get a little upset if you buy them a vacuum for a birthday or Christmas. However, My daughter Grace, what was she, 14 or 15 at the time?
16.
She asked like every day for 6 months for a vacuum for Christmas. We got her a vacuum for Christmas, and I'll be damned.
She spent all day vacuuming.
All day vacuuming, because didn't she have a
carpet?
Elliot, yeah, carpet, but wasn't it the shavings from the yeah? So we had what was he? What is Elliot?
He's a ferret.
Yeah, he got shavings all over her bedroom, and she wanted a way to vacuum it up, and she was happy as a pig in shit. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I've asked for a vacuum before, and I love vacuums. Yeah.
Ted says he's heard us guys up north can use the waffle makers to warm up our socks.
Oh, maybe. Well, if you're not breaking them.
That sounds like something Red Green would do. All right, guys, here we go. We're going to put our socks on the waffle maker. And yeah, it's a cheap way to heat up your socks so you don't have to buy a new boot warmer. Yeah, see. So Letty asked for a laundry sorter or a Big Buddy heater for Christmas. I'll be happy with either one.
Yep.
Because I think the best gifts are practical gifts.
They are. And especially as you get older.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think once you hit that certain age, you start realizing that you need more practical gifts, and the other stuff is just stuff that sits around and collects dust. Because remember 2 years ago, you asked for a PS4.
Yeah.
And I think you've played it like 10 times, and it's just sitting on our fireplace
collecting
dust.
It was, I worked my way through
one game.
Yeah. The Last of Us. And I loved it. It was so much fun. But yeah, here we are. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So it never gets used.
Yeah. Oh, and Chris Dixon says that undies go in the air fryer. Socks in the waffle maker, undies in the air fryer. So there you go.
Yeah, that would crisp them up good, wouldn't it?
So when people asked in the group earlier about what the worst presents were, I always remember the episode of The Simpsons. So one gift you should never give is something that you want. And you kind of, I wouldn't say passively aggressive, but whatever it is, so if you guys haven't seen the classic episode of The Simpsons, which actually almost ends up in Marge and Homer getting a divorce. So Homer decides upon himself to buy Marge a bowling ball. Marge has never bowled a day in her life. And he's like, well, you can learn. And knowing damn well that he's like, well, if you don't like it, I'll take it. Had his name engraved on it so she'd remember him. Well, she took it upon herself to go and learn how to bowl, and met a really good French, I think his name was Jacques.
Yeah.
And they almost had an affair. So you never know what's going to happen. Definitely going to end up backfiring. So Dan says, my parents legit would forget my birthday and grab a shitty flannel shirt and give that to me for my birthday. Well, it'd be good if you were into grunge music, And more than once that happened. Christmas time, birthdays suck. Yeah. I often thought about people who had
they do
birthdays close to Christmas. It would be bad. I mean, my dad's birthday's December 6th or 7th. Yeah. So
my cousin is December 22nd.
Oh, that sucks.
So it always sucked for her. Yeah.
What else you got there, darling?
Gas station presents.
Mm-hmm. I got that. No. I put some last minute junk you picked up at 7-Eleven on your way home.
Well, actually, I have a story about this.
Okay.
When we were kids.
Oh no.
We used to have Christmas at my grandmother's house, and every year we made an agreement to my parents and my cousin's parents would buy gifts, exchange gifts with all the kids. And there wasn't a lot of us. There was only 3 kids in my family, and then we had 2 cousins. And then what happened was they showed up and conveniently, or I don't know, ignorantly forgot that they had to buy us presents.
Oh.
So she ran up to the gas station, and I think Brian ended up with a hat, and I got a pair of socks, and
it's probably a hat that said female body inspector or something.
I'm not sure. Yeah. I can't remember what it was, and I cannot remember what my sister got. I think it was just a couple bags of candy, and it was like we were so disappointed. And
I bet.
Yeah, and gas stations are good for gift cards.
Yep. Yeah, they are nowadays.
Tickets, but no, unless you want to be scent packing, don't show up with a bunch of beef jerky and bags of candy from a gas station. Right.
So I went on Google real quick before we started to check this out, and I didn't think this was a thing, but apparently giving your significant or soon to be husband or wife a picture of yourself, especially as a man to a woman, that's a faux pas. I don't get it. Maybe it's a millennial thing.
Well, unless it's like one of those erotic pictures, that you have done for your.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
But that's why I was thinking. I think that would be more of a woman giving the man.
Hey,
so
You know, you can wrap yourself up in a nice bow and lay on a bed and get a picture, right?
Put a rose in my mouth.
Yeah, there you go.
Very last day of college. Tim Branscombe. I haven't talked to him in 20 years. We had those disposable cameras, and he had it sitting on, I don't know how I remember this, had it sitting on his desk, and he was getting ready to move out, and he left for a couple of minutes, and I laid down with some kind of funny pose with a flower in my mouth and had somebody snap a picture. I never heard back. I hope he got it developed and had a real good surprise out of that. So, so best gift I ever gave for Christmas was an engagement ring.
Yes.
All I got was a stinking little detail sander, most sand. No, I'm just kidding.
You wanted it.
I did. And I surprised her at the lighthouse, which I've told this story before, but it was quite fun, wasn't it?
Yeah,
we went out and I said, let's start a new tradition. And we went out and I said, let's get real close to the water and a nice safe spot. And so I said, you go first, honey. And I opened her gift, and it was a really cool mouse sander. And then when she said, you go ahead, and I got down on one knee and she started bawling, and it was great. So Brian says, so if you guys remember Brian and Tiffany, they were the, I hate to say stupid farmers, but that's their name, not my name for them. And they're prison guards as well. He said, I gave Tiffany a white t-shirt with my face on it. She wears it into prison as an undershirt. Fair enough. I like that. And, Carrie says he recalls getting used busted toys from the weird side of the family. Kind of sticky too.
Right.
So this reminded me of when we got our wedding presents. So, okay, I'm totally cool with not regifting, but you know, if you ask somebody, you're like, hey, do you want this? It was used, but I'll give it to you. We got a muffin tray for our wedding.
From one of your family members.
Yeah, from one of my family members.
Not mentioning names.
That had clearly been used before. So, it was burnt, and I'll never forget it.
It was a Pampered Chef one.
It was, yeah. So I'm sure, and the thing was, it wasn't just that it was used. I'm sure it was regifted. You know? So yeah. So that was fun.
Like I've regifted things, but not after I've used them.
Yes. No. Exactly.
Like if you open something up and you know, and you just put it away, and it's still in the packaging and the wrapping, and then like a couple months later, you're like, oh man, I need a gift for this person, and you're not going to use it. Yeah, I've regifted stuff before too, but I don't open it, use it, then reseal it and regift it. That's
yeah. In the words of Cousin Eddie, well, if you don't mind, Clark, I'd like to get you something real nice.
Right.
Oh man, there's some crazies out there. Oh yes, and one more thing, gentlemen out there, do not buy clothes for your wife. Period. Ever, under any circumstances, don't do it unless she puts them in the cart and says, "Here, honey, you can pay for them." That's the only way you do it, because there's no way that ends good for you.
The best thing to do is find out where she likes to shop and get her gift cards.
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
And if you want to really spice it up a little bit and look like a real good hero with the gift cards, put a hotel gift certificate in there.
Oh yes,
and make a whole weekend of shopping.
That would be fun.
That you'll get bonus points for that, I promise.
And I'm going to go. Yeah. I'm going to throw this out there as well. Not just clothing. Don't buy your significant other lingerie either, because. Just think, guys, I'm just going to say that I've had boxers bought for me on many occasions, and rarely are they very comfortable. So just think how much worse it's got to be for a poor woman that you buy her a bra and it doesn't fit. So just leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Well, just think about it. Like if you're going to buy your wife a G-string, just think if you'd like to wear a G-string.
So I might. I'm just
because
saying,
yeah, well, I'm just going to say, if you're going to buy one for me, I'll buy one for you. Right. So
Letty Lou, this is a good one. I like this. Letty Lou, my mother always saved the gifts she got from her students, then tried to pawn them off on us or give them to friends or use them as white elephant gifts. Oh dear.
Yeah. I kind of find that as a hoarder case.
Like, not wanting to, yeah.
Yeah, because like we've run into that issue. I find it's like a hoarder thing. Like they have a whole bunch of stuff. Now they don't want it.
Right.
But they want to give it to you,
but they don't want
because they don't want to see it going into the garbage.
Exactly.
But they don't want it in their, but they want to just pawn it off on anybody they can because they don't want to throw it out and feel like the bad guy.
Right.
So yeah, that is.
Chris Dixon says, don't get the girls at Lululemon's to try on stuff for you. Yeah. And I feel bad enough. I remember years ago going into a, what do you call it? A a jewelry store, and the women are like, hey, look, this is how this works, and this is where the rings are, and you're like, that feels awkward enough, right? So yeah. And Grace says one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Sometimes.
Typically it's one man's trash is another man's trash, but that's another story. Oh my, she's been retired 6 years and still has a box of that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, fair enough.
And they can't let it go because they don't want to be the bad guy.
Right.
That's what it is. Yeah.
But don't really like to prep, so go figure. I can't figure it out. Usually prepping and hoarding go hand in hand, but anyway.
Yeah, they do.
So let's move on to our.
Well, I gotta tell you my best Christmas present.
Oh yeah, go for it, baby.
I think the best one I ever got was the black KitchenAid mixer.
There's a story behind that.
That was my favorite. That was the best. That was the gift I had wanted for so long, and I had to have that one.
Tell them how you got it. What did I have to do? So
you were lobster fishing.
I was. The hardest work I have done in my entire life. We went out and worked 20 to 21 hours a day, made $200 cash a day. So if you told me 200 for a day's work at that time, I'm like, man, that's a lot of money. Then you do the math and you're making like $9.50 an hour. And I'm like, and you're on,
But this was back in 2009.
No. So 11, 12 years ago. So it was okay, but it was still the hardest work I ever did. Yeah. And I saved up and I got... Where is it?
Right there.
I got my kids' names tattooed on my arm. That was one thing I spent my money on. I bought a maul for drive-in post hole or for drive-in fence posts, and I bought you the KitchenAid mixer. And it was I forgot about that.
$249,
which was $259 more than we had to spend on Christmas. So, but we made it work.
Yeah, and to this day, I still have that mixer.
To buy it for life.
Yeah, and I don't use it as much anymore because it is the smaller one. And now when I make things, everything's like double and triple batches. So the bowl doesn't hold as much as I want it to, but it is in my cupboard. And I've thought about it a couple times, like maybe asking one of the kids if they want it, but I can't part with it.
I know.
It's mine.
So that goes part and parcel with the best gift I ever got. And I forgot about that. So I'm going to share that. Years ago, when we burnt wood, I was, if you guys know the stories I've told you, I pretty much had to handle all the old used material. So, when I first started cutting wood, I had an old Husqvarna that my dad had that had seen better days, was completely wore out. I limped it along. Then we moved into a new house, and the previous owners had left a nice bow, like a bow and arrow behind. And I traded it with a guy for a Toolman chainsaw. No, it was a Craftsman chainsaw. It wasn't much of anything, but it lasted for a little while. Anyway, Becky saved up for months.
Oh, I went and talked to them.
Yeah.
And they had a layaway program.
They did it for you. Yeah. So she would go in once a month. And
without you knowing.
Oh, yeah. Christmas morning, I get a brand new steel chainsaw, depending on how you pronounce it. And I was flabbergasted.
Like, that's the first time I was ever able to surprise you.
Well, we didn't have a pot to piss in. That was probably some of our tightest times we ever had. Yeah. And for her to surprise me with that. And I still have it. And, I may not use it anymore, but I'll be damned. That's not going anywhere. It is what it is. Hey.
Yep.
Yeah. And Haas says he wants to get a tattoo with his kids on it as well. It's neat.
I got one too. Right. Can't see it.
That's okay.
I can see it.
Oh, come up this way and then back. There you go.
Yeah, there's all my kids. Yeah.
And Letty says her next tattoo will be for her kids as well. It's cool. It's a special thing to do. But yeah, so that was definitely the best gift.
And I surprised you so good.
Oh
my
God.
Clue. It was awesome. Yeah, I can't even remember where I hit it.
I have no idea.
I can't remember, but I hit it somewhere because I made the last payment on it 5 days before Christmas.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember. Oh man.
And I hit it.
Brian says Tiffany bought him a chainsaw when she proposed instead of a ring. I believe in that. Now at the time when we got engaged, it was probably the last thing I was able to buy for years that you didn't know about because we weren't together, married yet. And I took her sister with me and we picked it out, and I had a couple $100, I think, to my name, which was anyway. And I picked her out one, and you could barely see the diamond, but she absolutely loved it.
I still have it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's upstairs in my.
Dan, that is so sweet. He says, dang, it's stories like these that make us realize that we married way over what we deserved. Please don't give her ideas. I knew Chris Dixon would come in on this one too. It's true. You know, we're the guys that, you know, we're a 5 on a good day and we married a 9.5 or a 10, right? So, all right. So favorite Christmas memories, darling. Where do you want to start with?
Did
you have much time to write me down, or do you want me to start first?
I have a couple.
Okay.
Well, when I was a kid, my favorite was going to my grandmother's house.
Yeah.
That was the highlight of the holidays for us. We would always go on Christmas Eve, and we would have all our gifts, and the whole family was there, and we'd have, you know, too much food, all kinds of fun. And then we'd go back on Christmas Day, and we'd have more presents and a great big huge turkey dinner. And that was probably the highlight of my Christmases when we were kids, besides getting up at 3:00 in the morning and waking up my siblings to open up stockings. I was the only I love my sleep, and then I was the rotten one for that. I'd go in there, wake them up, and hit them with their stockings, and then I'd make them get up, and then of course then my parents would get mad. And yeah, it was that was like when I was younger. But as we got old, as I got older, my favorite Christmases has always been all our kids' first Christmases.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, you know, even with 5 kids, their first Christmas is always my favorite. And, but before we had the twins, we had the best one was when we had the power outage.
Talk about that. It's been a while. I'd forgotten about it till you mentioned it.
Yeah, it was, well, we had that big storm that came in on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And in the middle of the night, I don't even think we realized it in the middle of the night, did we?
No.
Which
house were we in?
In Dosettville.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't think we realized it. And then we got up in the morning and there was no power. So we had the wood fire going, and we opened all the kids and stuff. We opened presents by candlelight.
Yes.
And it was so funny because we built Gracie this great big huge dollhouse. We had built it from scratch, and I took the time and I took all the paper, what do you call it, scrapbooking paper, and I made wallpaper and carpet, and
we hid it in the basement.
We hid it in the basement, and I did flooring and tile walls, and we got our furniture and everything, and it sat there, and she sat there for about an hour and a half, and she didn't even realize that it was there because she couldn't see it because it was so dark.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And I have a picture of her sitting there, and the house is behind her. And remember, she didn't even see it. She didn't even know it was there.
Because we made it out of an old bookcase, didn't we?
We did. Yep.
Yeah. Haas, it's funny you mentioned that. We do tend to do that every year.
We haven't as the kids gotten older.
But so Haas asks if you guys go out to look at Christmas lights in the community. I did it last night, been a few years, and had a blast. So in the town I grew up in and where we were married in originally, they used to have competitions. So you'd go around. But since we moved out here, we do it. But I mentioned it to the girls the other night, and they were pretty excited for it.
We kind of got away from it as they got older, though. Like
we did.
Sometimes you ask them, and they're like, you know.
But they're excited this time. So yeah, maybe we'll try it tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, anyway. Actually, we're getting hit with a big storm right now. So
maybe Monday night.
I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe we can go around on the 23rd.
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah. Actually, you know, everybody's going to be lit up then, right?
Yeah.
Letty says, where did it go here? Letty says, Bug is always amazed by the Christmas tree and the lights in our window. He will have no clue next week, but it'll be adorable regardless.
Yeah.
We went to a Christmas band concert today, and Alice's little friend, I didn't know it was her. She was sitting in the front row of the band, and she had a string of Christmas lights around her neck. It was so cute.
It was.
They look like the old ones, you know, that would have burnt you when we were kids, but of course you would have needed, you know, an 8-pound or an 80-pound battery to power them, right? So
backpack.
Yeah, you would. You need like a
car battery with hooks.
What were those proton packs that the Ghostbusters wore? You know, so
hauling one of those around.
First one for me was as a kid, we always went to my Grampy's house, Grampy Cook. He's been gone for quite a few years now, but before he got Alzheimer's and went into a home, every year all of my dad's 7, so he comes from 9, so including him there was 8 brothers and sisters that lived in the area, and we'd all get together and all the cousins would do stupid things. Like Gramps used to have this it was nowadays the kids would think it was so stupid, but it was it looked like a dartboard, but it had cup hooks on it, and they had little rubber rings that you tried to throw. It was like ring toss. And Dad thought that was the coolest thing ever. And us cousins, there'd be about 8 of us in this tiny little bedroom in a mobile home, and we'd all be throwing these rubber rings at it. And the parents would all be out playing dominoes in the living room, and of course farting and hollering and yelling and laughing loud.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm so quiet. And but and they'd accuse each other of cheating. It's all in fun, like not mean. They just it was the way they played it, so it was a lot of fun. And then of course getting engaged on Christmas Eve. Now I thought of a memory you probably haven't thought of in a few years. So when we were first dating, we went to, I think it was my Christmas party, and I got pretty drunk, remember? And then we came back and we were staying the night in your room at your house with your parents.
Yep.
And they had this old senile cat.
Oh,
now
Moses.
she remembers. I knew she would.
Well, tell about Moses was about 21, 22. He was kind of blind. He was kind of deaf.
You guys remember Skeletor from Masters of the Universe?
He looked like Skeletor.
He did. And he would just sit. He would sit on top of the fridge, and you'd walk by, and he'd stick out one claw and he'd go meow. So anyway,
he looked like he was a creepy cat.
He was so senile. He would just shit wherever he could. So we get back, and we're getting ready to go to bed, and I'm 3/4 in the bag, like I'm hammered, and we go in the bedroom, and it just smells like cat crap. And the house was an old hot water boiler. So it had, in every room, it had the radiators, with the little fins in them. And somehow he got his ass situated so that he could shit down in between those fins of the hot water boiler thing on the wall. And there I am down there with a friggin' Q-tip and toilet paper at like 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 sheets to the wind or whatever they say, trying to clean cat shit out of there so we could go to bed. It was funny. Oh my God.
And I'm just sitting on the bed laughing at you.
Yeah, you were. Yep. Just stupid Christmases. How about Haas asked if he did an Amber Heard. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
You remember when we decorated the 4 twins decorated cookies? Was that Easter or Christmas?
That was Christmas.
It was. Yeah. So the girls were they were young enough or old enough that they could run around the table, but they were young enough that we could wash them in the kitchen sink.
Well, and they have twin cousins that are about 18 months older, about 18, 2 years older.
Yeah, boys. My sister
boys,
had twin boys and we had twin girls. So.
Yeah, so because the boys would have been still in pull-ups.
Yeah.
Or kind of
close.
Underwear. Yeah. And the girls were in diapers.
Yeah, they were like 2.5 or something, right? Yeah. And so Becky thought it'd be a great idea. No, we decorated, we made homemade sugar cookies and they decorated them. But of course, as they decorated the cookies, they would eat them. And
they'd eat the icing.
The icing that was pure. Yeah. If you've ever made icing for cookies, it's basically sugar. 8 pounds of powdered sugar and 1/4 ounce of water. That's how you make it. And of course, food coloring.
And a little bit of butter.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit of butter, but it's like 8 pounds of powdered sugar. So they're eating them and they're getting them decorated. And all of a sudden, there's a video on Facebook somewhere. It's not very long, but every year it comes up and it makes me smile. The 4 twins are running around our great big dining room table in the dining room going,
screaming.
Ah!
They went for like an hour.
And they were covered in bright colored icing from top to bottom. And oh my God, it was so funny. I love that. Ted says there's a tiki boat. See, Ted lives in Florida, where the worst thing you need to worry about in the wintertime is an iguana falling out of a tree and hit you in the head. So,
well, don't they have hurricanes this time of year?
I don't know about now, but yeah, they can. So yeah, that's cool. And
yeah, because my great aunt lives in St. Augustine, and she posted not too long ago that they were having some storms. So I don't know.
So when we left the Christmas party today, or the Christmas get together thing, we were out driving around and we seen I don't know what you'd call it, Santa's sleigh or something, but it was a husband and wife driving a horse-drawn carriage.
Great big huge Clydesdales. They were so beautiful.
Oh, beautiful. All done up in Christmas decorations. Yeah. The sleigh they were in was red and it was enclosed and it had a wood heater in it because it had wood smoke coming out of the back. And they were just driving around town. It was one of the coziest
They were given rides.
That's what it was?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, man, that was neat. And Carrie says warm spiced cranberry juice that my grandmother always had at Christmas. Haven't had it in over. Yeah, see this nostalgia. See,
Yes.
you make me all warm when you say things like that, Carrie.
I should make it this year. My grandmother made a punch, and it was 7-Up, frozen orange juice.
That sounds like
and cranberry juice, and then she would put maraschino cherries and oranges in it.
Oh yeah.
And like when you're a kid, you just kill that stuff. But now when you drink it, it's like, oh man, I'm gonna have heartburn all night.
Heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea. Yep. No.
Yeah, but I could probably spike it.
Yo, that would be fun. Yeah.
But we used to have that punch every year. That's what we look forward to. And I don't know who dare drink it now, but
so shout out to Modern Frontier. He's on Instagram and has a real big presence over on TikTok. He made a video the other day talking about Christmas gifts, and it was a honey bourbon that he did. He boiled like 3 cups of local honey and added it to his bourbon, and oh my god, it looks so good. So I think I'm gonna have to try it. Yeah. And Carrie said, mandarin oranges. Yeah. What was it with the old people and mandarin oranges?
Did your grandmother make orange jello with the mandarin oranges in it too? I hate jello, but I killed that as a kid because she would always put those mandarin oranges in it, and it I don't know, it just made it taste so much better. But no, I can't eat jello, but that's the only way I could eat it.
My grandmother, God rest her soul, she passed away a couple months ago. She had weird ways of saying everything. Everyone called them mandarin oranges. She called them orange sections, and she always had little cans.
That's an old timers.
But of course, she's the one that called the coach the Chesterfield, and that's where I picked it up.
And the spoon, the spun.
I've never. So she, you know how people say tomato, tomato? Well, she said tomato. So she called spoons. She called them spun. So we made fun of her so bad that when she'd come to Christmas dinner, she'd be like, Tim, could you pass the SPOON, please? Because she hated us making fun of how she pronounced it. So, you know what? We could probably do a whole episode on weird 1950s dishes.
Oh, yes.
Like they make like jello molds with mayonnaise in them.
Well,
and pimento.
I used to work at the lodge here in town, and a lot of the residents there are in 80 plus crowd, and they make this one salad. I made it.
Was it the one with peas in it?
No, it had like cranberries and walnuts, and then it had apples, and then you mix it with mayonnaise. And I was following the recipe, and I thought I was making it wrong. It was the most disgusting thing. And they just ate it. They loved it, and I had never in my life seen anything like it. And I'll never ever make it again. But it was an actual salad from the 50s. Yeah. But
let's see what other ones. So 1 year before we were married, when I was in college, I had to hop on the Princess of Acadia. That was the ferry that went from Nova Scotia to New Brunswick on Christmas Day. So the end of the day, Christmas, I had to get to my university for Boxing Day, and we drove from there to Toronto in a straight trip. We went up to work. It was some big convention we went to. We were up there for 6 days. We come home on Christmas Eve night. And I remember a guy named Duffy. We were in a 15-passenger van. We were driving home, and he'd been on the road for about 17 hours straight. It's a long drive from Toronto to Sussex. And we were about an hour and a half away from where we were going. I remember celebrating New Year's morning on the road. And he kind of like, he's driving, he goes like that all of a sudden, and he pulled over, and he said all he could describe it as is he saw a giant rubber duck in the middle of the fucking road. And he said he had to get over, and because you had to be a certain age to drive those vans, and you had to be insured. So he was the only one that could do it. So we got out, and it was freezing cold in New Brunswick, and he walked around for a few minutes, and then we finished the trip. But oh my God, stupid. Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know. I said, I don't know what kind of drugs he was doing, but oh man. What else you got for memories, babe? Or do you have any others?
No, I don't think I have any.
Well, you know what I was thinking of? Christmas 2020.
Oh, our COVID Christmas.
Yeah, our COVID Christmas. When we said fuck it to the rules. And so I'll always remember it though, because I'll be damned if they were going to ruin our Christmas that year. And all the kids came home. They were all living in Edmonton, which was totally 100% illegal. And what we did was we hid their vehicles everywhere. Olivia's vehicle backed into the garage, And then our in-laws parked at an empty rental I looked after. And we made sure that nobody knew. We pulled our blinds, we locked our doors, which sucked. But you know what? God damn it, we had a good Christmas, didn't we?
We did.
We had a great Christmas.
Yeah, no, it was fun.
Chris Dixon says he knows that duck as well. I totally believe it. And Haas says it should have been a Canadian goose on the road.
It probably was.
And and then again last year, I don't know why I remembered all this stuff. I usually can't remember my own name half the time, but
you had more time than I did.
I did, yeah, which wasn't fair to you, I know. But thank you for coming on. So last year when me and the twins went out east for dad's surgery, I've been getting all the memories come up on Facebook this week, and we had such a blast. And we flew back in on December 22nd, so that was as close to Christmas as it comes. And then I thought about these ones, babe. So
I love our Christmas shopping.
Since we've moved to Alberta, we have developed some new traditions. I mean, we're going on. So next month will be 9 years since we moved here. So that means as of next month, we'll be into our 10th year. So we're working on a decade on the prairies.
And totally off topic. Remember what we said earlier?
What's that?
We're coming up on 20 years.
Yeah, we are. Less than 3 years away from our 20th wedding anniversary, right? Yeah.
Yes.
And the temperature right now, Ted, is.
I can bring it up.
Yeah. See if you can convert it into freedom units for him too. So,
okay.
But yeah.
How do I do that? Settings.
Yeah, just up there. You hit. I think there's a thing. Yeah, right there. Just F. So it was. What is it? See if you can see it. 2 degrees. Right. Let me see if I can get it. There we are.
-2.
-2 Fahrenheit in freedom units. So it's like -20 right now.
Yep.
So Chris Dixon says it's minus holy shit right now, Ted, going to minus holy fuck in the next couple of days. And that is 100% true. Yes.
Well, this is what it converted to us. This is what it would be.
Minus, I get it.
You see it?
Yeah, it's glare on your there. -19 Celsius tonight. So going to be a beautiful day, but the snow is light and fluffy and crystally, and it cleans up beautifully. So
well, you can show them the forecast for next week.
Oh yeah, what do we get?
This is in Fahrenheit.
Oh, Fahrenheit there. Yeah. So if you guys want to see, there you go. So that's Fahrenheit, guys. Remember, that's not Celsius. So -6, -9, -20, -18, -20, -9.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be cold. And Letty says, Mike has 27 in Indiana. Ted's got 75, and he's probably wearing his wool underwear tonight. It's so cold for poor Ted. And Letty's got 18 today. Austin, Texas. Anybody remember Amy's back in Austin? Anybody a little Texas fan? Because I used to love them. 40 right now in Austin. Christmas, we're expecting Snowmageddon 2-0. And Carrie Brown says that's a big nope right here. Why do you think we bought land in Tennessee? So
yeah.
Since we moved to Alberta, there's 3. Well, one the kids have outgrown, but we had 3 that we did a lot of. Hey, baby.
Yeah.
So talk about our shopping trip, because that's kind of one of the highlights of our Christmas year.
Every year. Like every year. Well, for the first couple of years, it was just you and I.
Yes.
And then as Noah started getting older, and then she had Adam, we started. It's the 4 of us, so it's like us, and then my sister and our brother-in-law, and we go down usually on a Friday, and we stay 2 nights in a hotel, and we spend a whole night, like a whole day shopping. We eat at nice restaurants. We go in the hot tub. We didn't go hot tub this year, but no, it's a nice relaxing time. We have a great time, and
it's always fun.
And it's always fun. And it's
kid free,
and it's always 3 or 4 weeks before Christmas. So it's our last big shopping trip.
And each year we've bought less, right?
Yes.
We just honestly, even if because we buy more and more online, like most people, and at some point we'll probably go to the city and buy almost nothing, but we'll still go because we love it, you know?
Yeah. And we have to, and it just gives you a little bit of downtime too. Before Christmas.
Yes, it does. It's worth it. We enjoy it. We always get 2 nights in and we're like, man, we should stay a third, but we never
always
every time.
One of these years we're going to.
I know.
But no, because as soon as we get to the second night, we're always worried about the dogs and
not the kids, just the dogs, you know.
Well, we just did you tell we we had 2 new additions to
Oh,
yeah, our little Hazel had 2 babes, and so and she was having a lot of issues, so we were worried about her and everything. But so we got 2 new pups, Angus and Matilda.
yes, and Angus just loves me.
They are staying.
Yeah, apparently. So that's it. We're done. That's it. No more. That's too many. But I love them. I can't help it. I can act all tough, but I'm hoping to trade in a couple of cats for, I don't know,
the little boy just loves him.
So if anybody's out there and they want to trade like the new 5 amp hour power stack battery for,
no, make it a good sell.
Yeah.
He's got 3 legs and no tail.
Yeah, 3 legs, no tail, and the attitude of an asshole.
And he's about 18 pounds.
Yeah, so I would trade him for some DeWalt batteries. So something else we really grew into that we loved over the years, kids have outgrown it now.
Yeah, it's kind of sad,
was the toy bingo. So every year in Macklin, it's the next town over in
Saskatchewan,
the first town in Saskatchewan, and we would go and the kids have fun, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Oh, it was fun. Yeah, it was always, and of course the money always went to a good cause, so the Miracle Network. And
this reminds me, we'll talk about. Yeah. Anyway, keep going.
And so we do like the toy bingo, and the kids always won something.
Yeah.
But this year they're 12, and as I tease them that they're too cool for school, so they're
too cool for everything.
Yeah, too cool for us. So like Adam and Noah probably could have went this year, but it fell on our shopping week. That's
right.
why. And no, and it's not a bingo anymore; it's a scavenger.
Yeah, so they changed.
So and it's a little bit harder to do a scavenger hunt with a 3-year-old.
But we had fun, and it was we'd always win something. And of course, we're all very competitive when it comes to. So we would be there, and we'd be like, threatening the little kid next to us, like, "Don't you call bingo!"
And of course, and then Mom would come. So we have an extra person playing, so we have a higher chance of winning. So that's just how
I believe you would have paid off the number caller if you could get away with it. So
that's how we roll, right? Like, because there's nothing worse than going to a toy bingo and leaving with 4 kids and them not one of them winning something and having 4 kids crying in the back of your car.
Yep.
So there's nothing worse than that.
So Haas says we always adopt a family during this time of the year. A lot of fun shopping for others in need. It is.
We tried that one year and
but I wanted to go back a way. So did we ever get a hamper years ago or not?
Years and years ago, yeah.
So I was pretty sure we did. And so in Nova Scotia, there is a company or a group called Christmas Daddies.
I volunteered for them. I wrapped.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So, years and years ago, we did get some help from them because we were struggling, and that was what it was there for. And so we decided after that every year that we lived in Nova Scotia, we volunteered with them, and it was fun.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, you would wrap, and then I would go with you, and we would deliver them. So you wouldn't know; they would just give you the address, and you would show up, and you would have 6 presents. One would be for like a 4-year-old boy, and and you'd go. It was really cool because you'd go and you'd pick up. So they'd give you a piece of paper, and it would say you need to get these presents. They're pre-wrapped, and you get like a 5-year-old boy, a 6-year-old girl, whatever. And then you'd go to Superstore or Sobeys, and you'd back up, and they'd load you up with turkey and stuffing and cranberry and all of that, and then you'd go and deliver it. And everybody was fun. It was fun. We loved that. That was always a good time for sure. Yeah. And Hunter said, "Oh, hey, Hunter, over on Twitch. Good to have you." Says gingerbread houses are done. Yeah,
I baked cookies and banana bread today too because we're having a big party on Friday at the daycare, and I wanted to have snacks. We invited the parents, so I figured we'd have some snacks.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Letty Lou says, "Well, Letty, you would fit in Canada quite well." Said, "I'm still barefoot and running to the post box, taking the trash to the bin."
Yeah. I wear sandals.
Yeah. So. if it weren't for the big snow, we would all. I would wear. Yeah. I was just thinking that tonight. I had to run out and pick up Alice at her friend's house, and I'm like, I want to wear my slippers. Can't do it because there's too much damn snow.
I wear my slippers to work. Every day, and then I change them into. I'm wearing socks and sandals the whole day at work. So I'm not outside, but it's still cold.
And one other Christmas memory tradition that we do here in Alberta now, it's only every second year, is the Christmas train, and it is so cool when it happens, except for COVID canceled it. So what it is they post a schedule ahead of time. They let you know roughly what time they're going to be there. They pull into your town, and as you see them coming, they're these great big beautiful passenger trains that have Christmas lights all over them. They pull into your town. The town has we have a big bonfire, hot dogs, hot chocolate. and then the side of the train drops down. You get a stage, and then there's musicians that come out and sing and perform. It's so much fun.
It is fun. But look, the last time we went, remember, it was like minus.
It was
30.
It was minus
so
freeze your nose off your face. Yeah,
it was so cold.
Yeah,
and of course, when it's cold like that, it is hard to have a good time because you're freezing. But the kids we always stayed for at least 15 or 20 minutes. And today, the town organized this whole Christmas Day
yeah,
today,
they did.
and the dogs were just going nuts because they just had fireworks.
Just as I was getting ready to go live, I could hear it, and they were all
they're all freaking out.
We got to get Letty some studs for her Crocs, so get studded Crocs.
I bought slipper Crocs.
Oh yes, you did.
I have them at work. Yeah, they're kind of cool.
Oh, that's cool. Letty says the Christmas train is neat. They schedule had it coming through Twin Cities, but it's too far with the baby. Yeah, it's definitely worth seeing for sure, and it makes for nice pictures. And the first time we ever went to one was just randomly
in Estevan.
Yeah, 2007. I was looking through some old memories, and it was the first time we ever saw it. Was that one? I always called it our winter on the prairies when we lived in Estevan for 6 months. But yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, it was.
All right, so we still got lots. You still good?
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not going anywhere.
Well, let's talk about Christmas movies then, guys. I didn't know if we'd make it this far or not, but we're going to talk about our favorite all-time Christmas films because this has been a nostalgia-fueled trip down Christmas memory lane. So why the heck not? Go ahead, you start.
Well, I'm not going to make it up. I'm not going to lie. I really don't like a lot of Christmas movies.
I know you don't, and especially she hates Christmas comedies.
I hate comedies. I'll admit it. I do not like comedies. I honestly don't find them funny. I don't know. I have a hard time laughing. Anything. But I was just gonna say
you assholes, everyone.
My Christmas movie, and it's right there on my list. Die Hard. Die Hard is my Christmas. Die Hard is my favorite Christmas movie, and I think that's because I grew up with it.
Yeah.
My dad, his entire life when we were growing up, it was Steven Seagal, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, Bruce Willis, and who am I missing? Chuck Norris.
Yes. I don't think I have watched a Chuck Norris film in my life. I don't know if that's good or bad. So.
We did nothing but watch those movies. My dad did watch A Christmas Story a lot, but I find.
Can I be honest?
I didn't really like it.
Christmas Story kind of creeps me out a little bit.
I don't like it. No.
I don't know what it is, but it has this really weird, surreal vibe, and I get it. I know, but A Christmas Story. Between the lady lamp lag or the lady leg lamp, the weird when he does that fudge, and then everything is just I don't know. The movie creeped me out as a kid a little bit. I don't know. Anyway, I didn't have a soft spot for it.
But I have to say my all time and it's I don't know might sound childish.
Oh, whatever.
But the one movie I will stop on all the time to watch is Mickey Mouse Christmas Carol.
Yeah, you do like that one.
I love that one, like the whole with Scrooge.
On the internet, is that the Muppet one or the
no? This is the animated Mickey Mouse one. They used to have it on TV when we were kids.
Yeah,
and
I remember.
Yeah, and I do like the animated Frosty and the Rudolph one.
Yeah,
with
is that the one where Rudolph gets a machine gun and kills everybody? No. Okay, just checking.
But I do like those. And if I had and I kind of got a little bit of a soft spot for the Jim Carrey's Grinch.
Yeah, now see,
I have a soft spot for that one.
When I was in college, I went and watched it with my cousin, and I just didn't dig it. But I get it.
No, but the more you watch it, and the more you pay attention, it actually is kind of it has some good humor in it. And I do like Charlie Brown's Christmas.
If you guys want an interesting piece of trivia about Grinch, Cindy Lou is now the lead singer of a grunge band, the Pretty Reckless, and they are very talented. Rather funny to see.
So The Year They Saved Christmas, is that the one with Jaclyn Smith?
I don't know.
Letty
Lou says The Year They Saved Christmas.
Because I think that's the one with Jaclyn Smith where she's married and her husband's doing the oil drilling.
We found that for free on YouTube.
I loved that movie when I was growing up, and we watched it a couple years ago with the kids.
Canadian movie? Or
no, I don't think so.
No, okay.
But they, the night. That's it. with
Yeah.
Jacqueline Smith. Yeah.
Okay.
And I love that. They always had it on TV on Sunday night before Christmas. And
I'll bring it up here so you guys can see it.
yeah, that was that one there. I don't know why, but you watch it now, it's so dry and it's so it's
We found it. Remember, we wanted to show the girls, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, this is." It reminded me of when I was in elementary school, and they used to wheel in the reel-to-reel projector. It reminded me of a movie you would watch then, right? So,
but I love that movie. And I like in the original animated Frosty and the Rudolph.
yes,
Yeah, like those ones there, like with what was the guy that had remember the elf wanted to be the dentist, and he meets the prospector and he licks everything, and he's
Klondike.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
And he licks it. Nope, not gold. No, I like those ones. But as for movie, Die Hard.
Haas says his favorite or their favorite is Wonderful Life, Christmas Story, Die Hard. Snail, Mike thinks First Blood's a Christmas. No, I'm just kidding. We love First Blood. Letty says Christmas Story, Christmas Carol, Charlie Brown's Christmas, and Grink. No, I'm just kidding. Grinch. And The Year They Saved Christmas, which was good. So there's a lot of people who consider the Muppets Christmas Carol the best rendition of the Dickens story of all time. I hear that a lot lately.
No, I don't. I don't know. It might piss off a lot of
You
people.
don't like the Muppets.
I can't stand the
I know.
Muppets. They creep me. I never let my kids watch Sesame Street or Big Bird or any. I cannot stand them. They're creepy.
Did you guys have Fraggle Rock in the States? Do you remember Fraggle Rock?
Never watched
so
it.
it was
but I
also-
do know what it was. But
It was
I never,
also a Jim Henson puppet thing. I loved it, but yeah, I get it. Yeah,
no. I never let the kids watch Sesame
Claymation
Street.
Christmas. And Ted says you'll shit your eye out. I think he meant shoot your eye out. Although shit your eye out, that sounds like the makings of a really good horror movie. Letty says Jim Carrey's Grinch is so damn manic.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Dixon says 25 years we've watched Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer on Christmas Eve, the one with Burl Ives. Yep. And
That's the
he's
one.
up in the Arctic Circle. Yep, that's the one.
Yep.
And what else we got here?
Yeah, Cornelius.
Yukon Cornelius.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
who it is. He's
There he
always
is.
licking his
What a
his
weirdo.
little spike.
And Cold War says HBO 1977-ish. I'm thinking that must be. Are we talking about The Year They Saved Christmas? I'm wondering, but
I thought that was the 80s.
yeah, I
don't know.
Yeah.
Jacqueline Smith. I don't know even like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Letty Lou says Fraggle Rock is the best. Yeah, I think it had some kind of. I think it had a Canadian connection. That's why I was wondering if you guys had it. But Dan says I never saw Christmas Story till I met my wife, and it was only like 7 years ago. And yes, we did have Fraggle Rock here, and down in Fraggle Rock.
Carrie agrees with me.
Where
Muppets
is
are weird.
Oh yeah.
They are weird. I don't know. There's just something wrong about a whole bunch of grown men wearing costumes and talking like they're children and stuff. I don't know. It just kind of creeped me out. Just like with Barney and the Teletubbies, they creep me out too.
I'm gonna have the Fraggle Rock theme song in my head for the rest of the night now, so that's okay. But I loved it. So I started putting together. Yes, Haas. I was just about to work on that one right there. Said anybody like Scrooge with Bill Murray?
My dad loved that.
Love that movie. I remember. So when my mom used to clean some people's houses for extra money, and one was a school teacher. They were both school teachers, and they had floor to ceiling VHS tapes they taped off TV. So every week we would go, I would borrow one and then bring it back the next week. And I was like 8 or 9 at the time, and that's when I first watched Scrooged. Oh my God, that's not for little kids. Let's
No,
put it
it's
that way.
definitely not appropriate for looking.
But
But
it's
we
good.
watched it because my dad watched it. So
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah.
And okay, another one I don't like is Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm sorry.
I don't like the claymation.
Yeah, I'm just
No.
I get
Now
it.
my
but-
my 2 older girls, they love Nightmare Before Christmas. I don't know if they actually even like the show or they just like the idea of the show.
That's what I'm wondering.
Because I don't ever remember letting them watch it when they were kids. I don't ever remember that. Do you ever?
Which
remember?
one?
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Olivia and Grace. I don't ever.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
was
ever
never
remember letting them watch it. But I don't know. I just find it was. I don't know.
Carrie Brown says Santa Claus 2 with Elizabeth Mitchell. Do you remember her? I don't
Listen.
remember. I only kind of like Santa Claus, I didn't love it. The first one was good. And Polar Express, the animation with the dead eyes just kind of creeped me out. That
like,
it just wasn't
I
quite
love
there
Tom
yet.
Hanks,
So
but,
yeah.
No, I find with
Gremlins. Yep. Hey, Rob. Good to have you in here.
No, but I find with Nightmare Before Christmas, it was I think Tim Burton is really overrated.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, like I think he is. Like he kind of reminds me of a creepier version of James Cameron.
Yeah, and they start believing in their own hype.
Yeah,
right?
like his stuff, like some of his stuff is good, don't get me wrong, but most of his stuff it's like it's really similar and it's just overrated, and I don't know.
Gremlins is great. It's one that I don't go back and watch often enough,
I don't
but
like Gremlins.
I know.
Yeah.
So I made my list. Only one serious film on the list, I think. Yeah, basically, It's a Wonderful Life. That is my favorite.
Yeah,
serious. I love that movie. There's something that is just the story. Oh, I love it, and I love Jimmy Stewart. He's like, I don't have your money. See, it's in Bill's house and Tom's house. See, that movie. I love it, and I never saw it until I think it was 18 or 19. It was actually New Year's Eve on the Millennium, Y2K. And I went to my buddy's house and we watched it for the first time. And I love that film. It's a classic, eh?
Yeah.
So the rest of them are comedies. And I have one horror movie thrown in for good measure. So, of course, Home Alone. Yes. I subject Becky to watching Home Alone every year. And I could probably watch it multiple times.
Well, I had Home Alone on my list because just going back, because what year did that come out?
I believe it was 1990.
Okay, so I would have been 11?
12? Yeah, something like that.
So we had the old mall. Remember when I took you to Sarnia there? It was the Bayside Mall downtown.
Yeah, the one that's all government offices now.
Yeah, they had a double theater. So you went in and they had a theater on the main level and you could go up the stairs and they had a second level. And that's when Home Alone came out. And I remember we went to the theater at least 6 times and we watched that movie. And I thought it was so funny. And I think it's because I had a crush on Macaulay Culkin. But the movie was great. And it was like 6 or 7 times we went and seen it. And now I don't know. Like now I'll watch it. But
it's so good,
I find I'm more subjected to National Lampoons.
Yeah, you are, of course.
I will watch it, and I just play on my phone. But I know, like I like Cousin Eddie, and I do quote him all the time. Actually, I called my daughter the other day Cousin Eddie. But, so it's just like, but I don't know, like I don't find it that funny.
It's okay. You're allowed to.
Yeah,
I know.
But
I won't divorce you over it. So Letty Lou,
yeah,
that's true. Put too much time in now. Letty says, and I got to say, this is probably the coolest thing about the classic films. Letty says she's seen Home Alone 5 times this week. Little man adores it. Because the cool thing is, you ever say, man, I wish I could go back and watch that movie for the first time again because you just love it. It changed your life. Well, the cool thing is when you have kids, you get to do that again. You get to share that movie with your kids and you get to watch it through their eyes. And I love that.
If you want a good movie for the little man, Letty, we watch it at the daycare. The kids just absolutely love it. It's a Grinch movie, but it's the cartoon. Our kids the kids refer to it as the cartoon Grinch or the scary Grinch.
Right.
Now the scary Grinch is the Jim Carrey movie, which they will watch if they're feeling brave. But the cartoon Grinch, it's on Prime, I believe, but it's Benedict Cumberbatch that does his voice.
Oh, okay.
And the kids just absolutely love it. Like it's funny, and it's got like the screaming goat in it and everything. And the kids just love it. And we started during our rest time, the older kids watch movies while the little ones sleep. And every day it is this cartoon Grinch movie. They watch. I could probably verbatim recite the whole movie, but it's he'll love it. It's a good movie. It is really cute.
I think it's more, from what I've seen of it, it more caters to kids than the Grinch movie with.
Yeah. Well,
so I think Jim Carrey was high on something. When
well,
he made that movie.
Adam's funny. He lays in he's like, I want to watch the scary Grinch, and when the Grinch comes, he like does that. Like,
he's such a dink.
But he loves it. He likes being scared, And but the cartoon Grinch is not scary at all, and it is a good movie, and he will love it. It's really cute.
So did I mention Home Alone was on my list as well?
It's on my list too, and only for nostalgic reasons.
Has anybody seen when they recut the trailer or they turned it into a horror movie? I thought that was pretty funny. But so Lampoons is on there. I can't tell you the first time that I saw Lampoons, but what I can tell you is it's probably one of the only films that I've owned on VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray at one time or another. I know for a fact that we watched it in high school a lot. So 95, 96, and we used to get the TV edited version, and I can't find it anywhere because it was so funny, because they used to take the swear words and they would switch them out for like non-swear words, Yeah. I would love to find that somewhere, but it was great.
Well, did you see the new short clip that Macaulay Culkin does now for Home Alone? Said if Kevin was left alone,
he just picks up his phone. It's
a
Google commercial, isn't it?
Yeah, you're like, Google, what time is it? Google something. Google order groceries.
It's true. So many of the old film tropes just wouldn't work anymore.
I know, you watch it now and you're just like, oh, this makes no sense, right?
So since we're on Christmas horror films.
Oh, that's the new one with... Is that the new one with Hopper?
No, but the new one's called, I can't remember. If anybody's seen that new one with Hopper off of Stranger Things, David Harbour.
David Harbour,
yes. And it was supposed to be really good. But my favorite horror Christmas movie is Black Christmas, the original one from the 70s or early 80s.
70s.
Anyway, it's a Canadian film, right? It was filmed in Canada anyway. It had Margot Kidder, who was the first Lois Lane, and that one is so creepy, isn't it? Oh man, I loved it. But so we got Lamp. Oh, so one that Becky hates, and for some reason I have a soft spot for it, and it has Jonathan Taylor Thomas in it and Jessica Biel, and I know you hate it, but I used to love it. Has anybody out there seen I'll Be Home for Christmas? Because I just thought it was the sweetest little movie back when I was like 16, 17 years old.
You made me watch that. Was that last year?
No, it was years ago. It wasn't. It's been a few years.
But that's
So I had a soft spot for it. Most people haven't seen it. I enjoy it. It's really stupid. It has a lot of like gags in it and stuff, but it has it just has a sweet story to it.
Well, you know which one was kind of good first time I watched. I'll never watch it again. Is that Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah. See, I don't like Sinbad's in it, right?
I think so.
Isn't he the other one? Yeah. I don't. It's okay. And Jessica Biel, I had to take her or leave her. This poor thing looks like she has Down syndrome. I don't know what it is. She just
well, maybe Jessica Biel 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Haas says it's a Hallmark movie. It's not a Hallmark movie. I
was just gonna say, you know what? I think the worst thing is the Hallmark movies.
Oh, they're awful.
They're awful.
They have ruined Christmas films.
Do you remember was that last year or the year before, Alice come down?
Oh, Charlotte.
And she goes, "Oh, Mom, Dad, I picked out a Christmas movie and we got to watch this." And we started watching it, and then we got like 3 minutes into it and we realized it was a Hallmark movie.
And it was like
the worst
horrible
I've ever watched.
It was so, and the thing is, like,
and that
Cameron Bure.
Yeah, from Full House.
Full House, yeah.
She's in all, oh my goodness, they're the worst movies.
But the thing is about Hallmark movies is, if they were cliche and, you could watch them and have fun with them, it would be fine. But they're horrible. Like, they're just bad fucking pieces of film. And they're not so bad they're entertaining. They're just downright bad and boring,
and they're all the same storyline.
Yeah.
It's like a professional woman returns to her small town, finds her ex from high school, realizes that he couldn't leave the town because he had to take over the family business. And then all of a sudden,
ugly, and now he's pretty or something.
And he wears flannel. And then she realizes that her life in the hometown is more important than having a career and building a life.
Absolutely.
Which makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And I seen a tweet the other day where a woman said they should do a reverse Hallmark movie where the woman comes back to her small town.
She's like, I realize why I left.
And then realizes why she left, and then realizes that it is important for her to have a career and to make money and to have her life, and she leaves.
Yeah.
So that's what they should do, because like, why would you have like this, go away and have this, 4 or 5 years of university and build this tremendous career and then go back and be stuck someplace that you couldn't wait to get out of.
Right.
Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. But
so I completely, not quite off topic, but you guys know Yellowstone. You love Yellowstone, right?
Yes.
The TV show. And so they're pumping out sequels left, right, and center. So, well, prequels. So the first one was
1883, which was
1880
really,
yeah.
really good.
Yeah, no, I'm not slamming it. 1883. Yeah. The next one is
1923.
And that's got Harrison Ford in it, and it takes place during Prohibition, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, I came up with this today, and it'd be nice if somebody ran with the idea, but I was thinking that they might do a sequel a little further in the future, and they might call it 2123, where they ride around on like floating things with laser guns, and they work on a bug farm or something. So I'm just saying, they keep coming out with these ideas, so I'm wondering if somebody might want to, they could buy that idea from me. Let's just put it that way.
No, if you guys like, if you've watched Yellowstone, 1883, it's got Sam Elliott and
Sam Elliott. Man, I could listen to that man read a phone book.
And
they don't make phone books anymore.
It's a husband and wife.
Oh yeah, Tim McGraw and Faith Hill.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is incredible.
Yeah,
it is
really,
so good. Yeah. They did so good on it, and I haven't seen 1923 yet.
Tomorrow. Letty says tomorrow.
Yeah. So my sister and I are waiting for that one because Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren.
Right.
I love Helen Mirren.
Yeah, they're both quite up there in age. Aren't they?
Harrison Ford, I could take or leave him, but I do like Helen Mirren.
Chris Dixon says Tim McGraw and Faith Hill are horrible. I don't know.
They did really good in the movie. They were really good.
I like Tim McGraw in The Blind Side. He was good in that. And I could, of course, I could listen to Tim McGraw sing all day. I loved his stuff back in the 90s, but I guess some of it's not real politically correct anymore.
Yeah. Oh,
so.
I know. I don't like their music.
Yeah.
No, but they did a really good job, like with the acting and stuff. No, they did a really good job.
So Scrooged, that's on my list. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's awesome. It's honestly probably my favorite, Christmas Carol rendition. I mean, it's complete. It's as good today as it was when it was made.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Bad Santa, love the first one.
The second one was ridiculous. Yeah.
There is something about Billy Bob Thornton playing a drunked up Santa. We watched the second one in the hotel room a while ago, and it was it's just more of the same. Kathy Bates playing the same character she played in every movie for the last 10 years. And
which is a sin, because I don't know, not everybody might agree, but I absolutely love Kathy Bates.
Oh, I do too. It's just,
I love everything she does.
Typecast,
I know, and it's awful, but she is so good. Everything she's in, I love.
There was a movie she did with Jack Nicholson quite a few years ago. It was an Oscar kind of, the Oscar nominee type thing. And I remember she stepped out of a hot tub completely naked. And ever since she did that film, that is where it kind of, it felt like she kind of became a cartoon character. I don't know. She just, yeah. And Carrie Brown says, I think Scrooged is on Prime right now.
Oh, probably is.
It's awesome. If we'd had another Saturday, maybe we could have done that for another watch party, because it's so good. I love it. Yeah. The Night Before. That's probably the newest one on this list, and it's probably one of the only Seth Rogen films. Oh my God, that was hilarious! Remember, I enjoyed it. They get high,
yes, I know,
high as you know what, and then they go to church. Remember, it was so funny. Oh my God, and then Charlie Brown's Christmas. So when you guys get my Christmas special that I recorded this afternoon, it was almost Charlie Brown's Christmas, and I changed my mind at the last minute.
Show him the shirt I got you for Christmas.
Oh yeah, right here. Hang on, let me get rid of this. So, yeah, happy holidays. Although I think,
well, I'm wearing my Grinch one.
Yeah, sorry, I was late.
I didn't want to come.
And so Haas said, haven't seen the new Christmas Story with Ralphie all grown up, and he brings his kids to the house he grew up in. It's on HBO Max. There was one last year that me and the kids watched. It's got Doogie Howser in it. And it was all about the first Christmas that the NES came out. And it was pretty cute. I don't think you watched it. I think we watched it.
I did watch it.
You did? Okay.
Yeah,
it was okay. I'm not a huge fan of Doogie Howser, but or Neil Patrick Harris, I guess is his real name. Yeah, anybody who's under the age of 40 is like, what the fuck is that old man talking about? I have no idea who Doogie Howser is. But yeah, I still get the damn theme song, the Doogie Howser, in my head now too.
I don't think I ever watched that show.
Oh, I loved it back in the day. So stupid, right? So, but you do the line of speech. I could. That'd be fun. Maybe next year I'll do. Becky mentioned I should have done Charlie Brown as well. But
no, I said Grinch.
Grinch, yeah. But you just. Oh no, yeah, I said Charlie Brown.
Perhaps the Grinch realized that Christmas doesn't come from a store speech. That one.
Maybe next year we'll see what happens. I'm really pleased with what I ended up digging up for you guys this year, and I hope you like it, and I hope it becomes I don't know, a bit of a tradition or something every year for Christmas. So you got any others on your list, or
for movies?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
No,
you didn't. He told me like 6 minutes before we went live that I had to make a list. So I didn't have enough time to.
Hey, you did great. You were my go-to when we have. Has this been 3 times this month? Or
I think so.
Yeah. 3. What? But I think 3
I'm
times.
Not doing anything.
No, in like the last 6 weeks where we've had guest issues. So haven't had maybe 1 other guest issue the entire year, and then we end up having 3 this close to Christmas. But shit happens, right?
I got all my wrapping done, and I just finished the Saran ball last night. So I'm.
Haas says we need a Discord channel so we can have movie nights. Well, actually, Haas,
I love that because I love movies. So.
Take care, Chris Dixon. So we did one last weekend. We did it in here. We used StreamYard, and it was awesome. I haven't uploaded it yet. I meant to, but I'm going to put it on Odyssey and Rumble. I can't put it on YouTube, obviously, but it'll be there. But yes, we will. We're going to do a once a month movie night. I just, I'm the guy who always says try new social media, but man, I have a hard time with Discord. I don't know why, but it would be fun. Yeah, we will. We're going to, I think next month, we're going to do Strange Days, which was that really super cheesy 90s film that takes place on the last day of the new millennium, or of the old millennium.
Is that the one Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No, it's...
oh, no, I'm thinking the 6th day.
Yeah.
Never mind.
It was, but I'll make sure... I post it everywhere a lot earlier. So we'll give you guys, and it really worked well. Everybody who wanted to participate just logged into StreamYard. You just click the invite link, and the audio and video was way better than watching it through Telegram, because we also had it on the Telegram channel, which was cool for people who just wanted to watch. But we did Lampoons last week. And then of course for February, I already have the movie picked out.
What is it?
What's my favorite day in February?
I won't be on that one. I have no use for Groundhog Day.
Oh, come on. Groundhog Day is awesome. And Letty says you could take over the TSP Discord for a movie night. That would be fun. I think maybe we'll try that sometime. That would be really good.
That movie is awful.
I
think it's because you've killed it.
Yes.
Yes.
So random question for anybody who's still out there. Has anybody played the video game The Last of Us? It was an incredible zombie game. And of course, I say it like I play all these video games, but it was literally the only game I played. And HBO has a series coming up starting next month, and it looks awesome.
That was filmed in Edmonton.
Yeah, in Calgary.
Yep.
Yes,
it was. They were looking for extras.
I know. I was going to go down.
We should have went because, what is his name? He played Martell.
Yeah,
on
he's
Game
from
of Thrones.
Star Wars, and And,
but he's in it.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think Amy has a soft spot for him, and she wanted to go down in the worst way.
And then the girl in it is the lippy young queen from Game of Thrones as well.
Bear Island.
Yeah, she's awesome. But so the reason I bring it up is I think now I totally stole this idea from Cam and Colby, but from Casual Preppers. But I think I'm going to end up doing a weekly recap of each episode. So, a review of it, because I just love it. Try to wrap it up in about 10 minutes or so at the start of an episode. But I haven't been this excited. This could be the first really good video game to television adaptation for sure.
I hope. Yeah. Well, from what I've seen for the previews, it seems
so
really
good.
So,
and yes, Groundhog Day, guys, that's what we're going to do. So it's going to be a whole bunch of things, but Groundhog Day, I don't know how the hell I started this, but I do a giveaway every year for Groundhog Day. So this is going to be our biggest one. We'll have a grand one. It's going to coincide with our 250th episode, and we're going to do a movie night for Groundhog Day. So I think it would be pretty funny to watch Groundhog Day one day and then turn around and run it again the next day.
We never did our tree giveaway this year.
No, we didn't. We've been rather busy, haven't we?
Oh, we have been busy. Probably still could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, every year we sponsor people posting pictures of their Christmas tree online, and then their name gets entered in a draw.
Yeah, and then we give away a gift certificate to the local town or local business, and it worked good. I enjoyed it. But
we've just been so busy this year. I hadn't even thought about it.
Yeah, that's all right,
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna do movie nights. I love them. They're gonna
I
be
agree.
A lot of fun,
Resident Evil did suck.
It was. I will, Ted. I'll say hi to Charlie for you. She played the bass clarinet today at the.
They did awesome.
So when we left the Christmas concert today, I looked at the girls and I said, "Guys, I got to tell you something. This is literally the only time I have left a Christmas concert and enjoyed myself. Let's just put it. Hey, Dan just look at that. Dan just posted a picture of the Christmas tree over in Telegram, and in the background you can see Mr. and Mrs. Cook there. So Dan wins the internet for tonight.
Yeah, there we go.
And I can't remember who posted it the other day, guys, but it was the greatest Christmas meme I've seen this year. It was the bad guy. What's the bad guy from Die Hard called?
Hans Gruber.
Hans Gruber, yeah. He's falling off of Nakatomi Plaza or whatever it is. You know that? So there's a story behind the picture. So they had him tied to a harness when they let him go. And they told him they were going to count to 3. And when they let go, at 3, they were going to let the rope go. But they let the rope go at about 1.5 or 2. So he was genuinely surprised. So the look on his face when he's falling is genuine surprise. So somebody took and they put a set of Christmas lights in his hand, and it said the look on your face when you lean back too far on the ladder putting Christmas lights up. It was so good. It was the best Christmas meme I've seen this year for sure. But it was. Yeah, I enjoy it. But yeah, so you guys think of some movies we can watch for later on in the year. But Letty, that would be a good idea. Maybe we'll have to try that sometime. Maybe we'll make a big deal out of it in the spring and do one where we do the TSP Discord, because man, that would be fun. And so that's the other thing I wanted to ask you. And again, something else I totally stole from Cam and Colby, because right now they're doing the Shit Hits the Fan movie tournament on their Instagram account, where every day you vote for a movie. And so I was thinking about doing something similar with different films, where we would vote and do like a what do you call it? Like a bracket, like a tournament where we picked our favorite end of the world movie or whatever. And then when we get to the bottom or the top, however you want to put it, when we finally have a winner, we'll use that for the movie party. So I don't know, that'd be fun. Hey.
Oh yeah. Those type of movies I like. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And we're going to have Cam and Colby back on to talk about the movie Signs. So that'll be fun too. But
I love Signs.
Oh, me too.
Which one did I watch? Was I watching the other night? That was, The Fifth Wave.
Oh yeah, so yeah.
I was
gonna say, Letty. I think Letty likes it. Letty, do you like The Fifth Wave?
Oh, that was
because I know you like some of that, the young adult post-apocalyptic stuff. But we tried to watch that movie, and that poor girl. What's her name from Kick-Ass?
Chloe Mortez or something.
Yeah,
or something. Like
that. And the poor thing. She acts like she's sucking on a lemon. She's gotten better as she's gotten older, but the younger ones were bad. And Haas says you could put the polls on YouTube. I will. I'll put them on YouTube. We'll do them on. So I'm on Twitter now as well, guys. So we'll do them on Twitter. We'll do them on Facebook. We'll do them everywhere.
You can do them on TikTok too.
TikTok does polls?
I think you can.
Yeah, I think they do. So we'll do it. It'll be fun. We'll have a blast. Maybe we'll tie it in with a giveaway while we're at it or something. But yeah, that would be fun. And Letty says she knows some. I'm pretty sure Letty's an admin over on Discord, so I think we could have a lot of fun with that. But anything else, you guys?
Does everybody have their Christmas shopping done?
Oh yeah, there you go. Mrs. Cook wants to know if you have your quick straw poll here in the audience, guys. Who has their Christmas shopping done and who doesn't? So I'm done because Becky buys everything for me, so it helps.
No, we're a week away from Christmas, and I think I only have one stocking that I got to put a couple extra things in, and I am done my shopping,
which is awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that's it there. Dan just asked. Yeah, you know what? Well, while I have you on here, guys, I'm gonna let me bring up and I'll link it. So pretty sure my Twitter handle is Toolman Tim Works, I think, or Toolman Tim's Work. I got to look because it's the only place where they limit how many characters your username can be. It's kind of stupid and it's a little frustrating, but whatever. I had to go through a bunch before I could pick the one that worked for me. But so we're streaming on Twitter tonight as well. Haven't had a ton of engagement there yet, but I've only got like 40 followers or something. So
But you just started.
I did, yeah. So let's see if we can find my profile and my.
Yeah, no, he said he found it.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was gonna see if
There
I.
it is at Toolman Tim Works below your.
Oh yeah, there we
There,
go.
there it
Okay,
is.
yep. That Toolman Tim Works. So there. Yeah, so I'll just post that one more time. So there you go, guys. That's the Twitter handle. So yeah, people, you can follow me over there. I'll definitely follow you back. It's funny. There's still some remnants. I was on Twitter 7 or 8 years ago when I was into comic books. So there's still some like comic book people I follow and some things I couldn't quite get off my old account, but it's an old account and I figured I'd just bring it back to life. And hey, look, there we are on Twitter right now, guys. That's funny. Somebody was watching us. I don't know who it was, live one viewer. So there you go. But the name didn't change. That's funny. That's okay. So yeah, Merry Christmas, Ted. Merry Christmas to all of you guys.
Yeah.
We are, it's be good. I don't know what we got, if we're going to make it back on. I don't know if you'll be back on before or not.
If you want me to come back on.
Yeah, maybe we'll do maybe Thursday night. That'll be Thursday. Yeah. Wow. So tomorrow night, guys, I got Nate from the Birthday Boy coming on tomorrow for, we're going to talk about the history of ham radio. I'm quite excited about that one, actually. And then
next weekend's Christmas.
it is.
Yeah.
So you know what? If you want to come on Thursday night, baby, I'd love to have you on.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll bring Mrs. Cook on. If you guys have some suggestions for what you'd like us to chat about, it'll be on the Purple Broadcast Network as well. So it'll be quite a bit of fun. And yeah, should be a good time. Ain't
We'll
early?
figure out what to talk about. I like to keep it Christmas related.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
matter.
We'll do what we can. If you guys can come up with enough Christmas content for us, we'll do a whole nother Christmas episode for you. Or maybe we'll, maybe I'll show off the bourbon the kids bought me. We can do that too. So.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, what do you think? That's it from us this evening. We made it an hour and a half. So thank you, baby, for coming on with me.
You're
Always
welcome.
appreciate it. And guys, as always, stay happy, stay healthy, and have a Merry Christmas.